Welcome to XBI Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to Xbox International. I am your host, Crazy Louis, which I am known for today because the team XBI has proudly put a name on me, which is now they are going to call me God Louis. Yes, they will. That's the new nickname Team XBI has put on me as God Louis. I'm really excited for this awesome, fantastic show because, yes, today I have become God Louis to Team XBI. Oh, man, we're going to have a lot of fun today. Oh, man. So, guys, today is going to be an awesome, fantastic show because we have a big announcement to make. But first things first. Before we start to all those announcements, all that cool stuff, let's start with Sour Blow. How are you doing, brother? And I hope that you are doing awesome today. And I hope that the Celtics keep on losing. But yes, brother, how are you doing? And what have you been playing lately?
Oh my God. Well, first of all, I'm glad to be here again. I have so much fun every Wednesday. And I'm super excited for today's announcement. Speaking of announcement, I'm gonna make a small tease announcement. Jay Vargas, I don't know if you're there in the chat, but once you listen to the show this Friday, I want to challenge you. You can get your team of 5, and we're gonna play 5 versus 5 2K this Friday in Community Night Xbox. So this is a challenge for you. But anyway, what I've been playing a little bit of Tunic, not much. This Friday, we played. What did we play? Didn't we play?
We played Evil Dead, and then we played the
yeah.
dodgeball game, which you keep forgetting the game name, and now I forgot the name.
Knockout City. Okay, yep. I was gonna say Knockdown City. Yeah, which was a blast actually. I was surprised. I was just but it was better than I thought, and we had a blast with the community. I hope the community comes this Friday and just like every Friday, just enjoy, play a different game, and just have fun. We might repeat some games, of course, like Forza. I know Silent wants to get back to that, but yeah, that's been my week. Not much gaming. I'm pretty busy doing some things behind the scene.
Yeah, I know you've been pretty busy doing some things behind the scene. You were pretty earlier today. I thought you were gonna get the chancleta. I was waiting for that moment. Yeah,
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you mean.
Confirm or deny.
You missed that, Mr. Silent. How are you doing today, brother? Silent Cypher, the man with the million mask and the beautiful bald head. How has been your day, and what have you been playing, my dear brother?
Crazy. I'm doing better now. It was one heck of a work day. It feels like today was an entire work week on its own. So I'm very happy to be hanging out with you guys now so we can talk some games, we can have some fun. Yeah. As far as what I've been playing for the last week, I have been diving in really hard on Slay the Spire. So I know I've talked about it before, but it's like when we're having long work weeks or we're stressed or we just don't have a lot of time to play stuff, we drop into our comfort food, right? Like our comfort food of video games. So I've been playing a bunch of Slay the Spire. That one's always a really cool one because it's just a really easy card-based, turn-based game. And it is really good, and it is brutally difficult. Like it's one of those things like Othello. I don't know if you are familiar with that game. It's a board game, but they have the theme and the motto of a minute to learn, a lifetime to master. And I feel like that's how Slay the Spire is. I continue to get my butt kicked every time I play that game. And you feel like you're doing good until you go up against a boss and he just wipes the floor with you. So anyways, that's about all I played, with the exception of getting to play some Knockout City with you guys and play some Evil Dead, of which I cannot wait to get back into more Evil Dead because that game looks phenomenal and just the mechanics. Like it's deep. There's a
Yeah,
lot of stuff going on in that game.
yeah. I was gonna
So
talk. I was gonna talk about that too because I'm gonna tell you something. This weekend, I sat down a bit and actually, first things first, I watched the TV series because
mhm.
we have an idea that we want to do, guys, and we're working on it. We're gonna post it on YouTube with a thing with Evil Dead. We're not gonna talk about it, but we have an idea with it. So what I did was I watched the TV series and I noticed that the game is actually based more on the TV series than the
Yeah.
three movies. The only thing that's based about the movie was the Skull Knight guy. That was like the only thing, right? That was based on the movie. But then the other characters, the other bad guys, and everything were part of the TV series, like the Kandarian Dagger, all that stuff, you know.
Well, but
So,
they did have Cheryl and all those characters from the
oh yeah,
original movie. But yeah,
yeah,
the story side of things, yeah, definitely towards the
like
TV series.
yeah, like the missing pages you gotta grab in order to get the
Mhm.
Necronomicon and stuff like that. It was all about the TV series. I was like, man, that is awesome, and really, that game is a lot of fun. Yeah, that's what I've
Mhm.
been playing lately, and seriously, awesome game. So now back to you, my brother Silent. Take it away. And Silent Cipher is
All
going.
right,
All right.
ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
Captain Silent has turned on the subscribe button. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Please stow your food and beverages next to your desk, underneath the seat in front of you, or to your side. Please take your seat, fasten your seatbelt. Also, make sure your seat is set back in the full upright position and that you've hit that notification bell, most importantly. We gently remind you that smoking, drinking, those are not prohibited on this flight. However, any nonsense about Code Veronica is strictly prohibited. If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our flight panelists. Thank you. And now on to you, Sour.
yes, no code Veronica, please. But anyway, let's move on to
No,
our.
no, 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 Code Veronica, no Star Citizen either, because we cannot talk about Star Citizen either.
Anyway, let's move on to our next segment, our first segment, which would be the Wheel of Crazy. Yeah, and yeah, you're probably wondering why is Sour doing the Wheel of Crazy? Well, I don't even know myself, but let's just
We
run with
wanted
the
to
Wheel of
we wanted to
Crazy.
make Sour feel
No,
important too.
no, guys. To be honest, Sarah just wants to steal my flame. That's the whole point. That's why he wanted. That's
I,
like
I want to feel like a superstar for
he wants to
once.
steal. He wants to feel like God Louis. That's the whole
How does
thing.
it feel? Does it feel good? Does it warm your
And
soul? Oh,
and
so
like
good.
and like well, barely making rent. He said, "Call me Louis," which is pretty awesome too. I'd rather be. Call me
So,
Louis.
so anyway, for those of you that are not familiar with the Wheel of Crazy, which we've been doing it, we just haven't named it yet. But basically, what we do is we list a few topics, which we won't be able to cover all of them. So what we want to do is we want to spin the wheel and cover the one that it lands with. We will cover to start the show. I'm gonna read through them real quick. The first one we have Ugly Sonic cameo on Disney Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger movie. There was a cameo about that. We got Greedfall 2, The Dying World, which was announced. We got Norman Reedus said Stranger 2 started development. We got the next gen of Witcher 3, which will release in the last quarter of 2022. We got Sony plans to make more multi platforms, and Bungie is a big part of their future plan. And we also got the unfortunately news that Replace has been delayed. So I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel in the count of three. One, two, And three.
Wait,
Let's go.
but where is the one that says that
Oh wait.
Crazy Louis should wear a costume on the
No,
25th
no, no,
episode?
no. There you go. Ugly Sonic cameo.
All right.
So Sonic had a
I'll let you.
cameo.
Yeah, I'll let you spearhead that one.
I'll
Go for it.
start with crazy. Crazy. What do you think about this ugly Sonic cameo?
No, no, no. You forgot to put the Crazy Louis costume thing for episode 25. So no. What I think about it is bad. But either way, it's a funny thing that they posted on. I'll be honest with you because it's pretty cool that they use that character for the Chip and Dale thing just to joke around with it. Because remember when the trailer came out, everybody was like, "Ah, we don't want that," which they actually switched it around. So it's a good thing they use it for something else. And yeah, I find it pretty funny that they used in the Chip and Dale movie. That's pretty cool.
What about you, Silent?
Man, I don't think we have enough time in the day to talk about Ugly Sonic because my goodness, that thing was what nightmares were made of. Okay, when they announced that to start off, oh man, he looks like he looked like he was on a bender the night before and woke up with the worst hangover in the world. So I don't know. I mean, it's fun to throw in a little bit of like a throwback to it and stuff, but man, it just reminds me just how bad he looked. Like I forgot about it, right? Because it's been long enough now. Like we're almost to the second Sonic movie. So it's been a long time since we've seen Ugly Sonic.
Yep.
I forgot about how rough he looked. So yeah, I mean, I guess thanks for the nightmares tonight, Disney.
Oh
Mm.
wow. Yeah, it looked horrible. I got a theory about that. I think that when they initially showed it, I think they just did it on purpose. That way it could get more traction. Because the how fast they just flipped it and already had like they already had the the Sonic we have now ready.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I'm like, how did you have it ready like so fast? You know.
it's like they had an army of people ready to respond to it.
Yeah. Oh god. But anyway, let's spin it back to you, Silent.
All right, just 1 second. Hold on one moment, sir.
Sure, no problem. Crazy. You're right.
Me? I am
Yeah.
cool. What's going on?
Okay. No, you
I'm just
look.
no, I'm fixing something. Something happened here. We have, like I said, I got stuck in the poop bucket, so I gotta fix a couple things. Hold on. Keep
Okay.
talking.
You
Keep on
look like
talking.
Sonic for a while.
Yeah, I look like Sonic. I probably look like you though, because you know.
Oh, then you look handsome.
Nah, hell no.
uh, Captain, are you alright?
I think
Don't,
the
don't,
captain. I think the captain has had a little bit of water. It needs a little bit of water. Captain, do you need me to deliver you some water? Would you like crystal water? Would you like some? But here's the thing, though. I think Sour Blow. After
um,
you talked about the wheel crazy,
well, while we get our captain back.
yeah.
Crazy. Why don't you shout out the awesome chat?
Nah, let me do something first though, because okay, because we got kind of lost a bit, but hey, let me just grab it real quick. Okay, first guys, let me say this. Let me announce the big huge announcement before I go and shout out to that awesome chat. Let me make this big announcement, which
Don't you
is
want to wait for silent before the announcement? Let's wait for silent.
oh, silent got oh okay. Oh
Silent
man.
is blacked out.
Okay. Oh,
Let's wait
silent
for
blacked out.
silent before we make
Oh, now I
our
see.
first announcement because
Oh man,
we
oh
got
man,
more.
oh man. Okay, so yeah, then let's shout out the chat real quick. So let's start off with we got more what? More announcements? What do you mean we got more announcements? We only got one announcement.
Oh, you'll see.
What? You guys keep hiding stuff. I'm gonna kick you all butt. You'll see. Okay, let's start off with Mr. Duck. How are you doing, brother? And happy to see you here. Now going down the list to Mr. Grasso. Hello, Grasso. The Grasso one. What's up, brother? Happy to see you here. Let's go down. Keep on going down the list. Let me see. Oh, Victor Click Familia. ¿En qué tú estás, mi hermano? I hope you're doing well, my dear brother. Barely making rep, man. I'm still laughing about the Kami Louis, man. That is awesome, man. I could be Mr. Popo. Oh man, I've laughed about Kami Louis. Heck yeah, Kami Louis rules. And again, Mr. Dark says you're not God Louis, more like Goof Louis. What am I Goof Louis, man? Heck yeah, I'm God Louis. You know, I'm a big fan of Doom. Doom had God mode, so yes, I could be God Louis. Sorry, so let's keep on going. The list, keep on saying hi, Mr. Ham Solo. How are you doing, brother? Happy to see you here also. Man, I'm Solo. Cool guy, fun guy, great flight instructor, which he advised me not to go skydiving without any clothes on, and that's off my bucket list. Thank you, Mr. Ham Solo. So let's keep on going down the list. And there's JC. Hello, JC. How are you doing, my dear brother? I hope you are doing good, JC, and no worries. Remember, JC, Friday, we got in the afternoon, we got Forza Friday, and if you're gonna hop on with the guys, and also one last thing, we have on that tonight. What are you gonna do? Play basketball? Is it NBA? What was it? 2K
Friday,
22?
2K, yes.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
I am 50-50, you know, probably gonna be there, but I hope I'm there. I'm gonna install it either way, even though I don't know how to play
He's
it.
gonna be there. I'll make him. I'll make him.
Because
Don't
this is the
worry.
thing though.
He's just trying to run away because he knows I'm gonna whoop his
no,
behind.
no, because hey, wait a minute, wait. I'm being honest here. I do not. I'll say it again. I do not know how to play.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, so you're making excuses now. When you make me
No.
play a game that I don't play, I
No.
don't get any excuses.
No, I don't know. I never played NBA. I never
no.
played NBA. I never played NBA 2K22.
Whoa.
Uninstalled it.
Well, you challenge me to games that I don't play, and then you make fun of me. So we're gonna be even.
No worries. I'll still make fun of you.
And anyway, it's not gonna be 1-on-1 because we're gonna play with the community. Remember?
Oh, it is gonna be 1-on-1 anyway because you got your team, which all those guys play that game, and I don't, and me, I don't play it. And
no, I'm gonna play with whoever hops in. You know, it depends. You know, since we have the Latino community, if there's a large community that doesn't speak English, I'll take part of them. That way, we can separate the chats. But we'll definitely have fun.
But yeah, but here's the thing though, all my XBI members are gone because Mr. Silent Cypher has a long weekend to be gone for. So what am I gonna do? All I got is Jay Vargas and Olivo, and that's it. I don't know who else is gonna come in.
What do you mean? People will come in. I'm sure people will come in the community.
Oh, okay.
So don't worry about that. If not, we'll split the teams. It's all right. Don't make excuses. We'll find a way. But anyway, let's bring it back till Silent comes back. Silent unfortunately has an outage. So why don't we?
He has a power outage. Oh dear Lord, he needs to go.
Why don't we make that special first announcement?
Oh, you want me to make the special first announcement? Is it cool? So let's make. Wait, what do you mean first announcement again? Dude? There's only one announcement.
Oh, okay, if you want to say that, fine. But
what? So there's more.
Everyone, stick around. We have more announcement, but this is the first one.
You don't know how to do a drum, but seriously, you need to. I'm gonna buy you a drum. You gotta buy a drum so you can.
What happened? This is glass right here, so.
Oh, this glass. Okay. So, guys, today's big announcement is Team Xbox International has joined the Midweek Mix-Up Collective. Yeah, we are joined the collective. We got invited to join it, and we said yes. So all right. So wait, let me get my microphone right over here and put it right here because yes, I gotta sound all nice and sensual. I gotta sound like all godlike. So guys, I am going to announce some awesome content creators from the Midweek Mix-Up Collective. Let's start with the team from Midweek Mix-Up with Wandering Dutch, my brother Boxing Burger, Mr. Big Cloud, Forza Irwin, Pat Jew 070, what is it? Chamberlain, Hertog Vin X with Arts Sean Labery. and the mods of Midway Wakes Up Our Studios and Marion the Mad. And also, these are the YouTube content creators that are part of the collective. We have Living Split Screens, which is always on Saturdays, which is pretty cool. Gamers Watch Crew on Mondays. Oh man, they are awesome. Talk Story Podcast. My hello brothers, how are you guys doing? I hope you all listen to this. And man, excited really to be a part of that awesome community. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. And now to announce the Twitch collective. We got Hertog Vin on his Twitch. We got Patu070 on his Twitch. Our brother stuff, Sean the Shovelman. Man, I love that man to death. Also on Twitch and Parentplug 1983. What? Okay, 1983. Okay. Parentplug 1983 on Twitch too, man, which is pretty cool team on the Twitch side. So yes, and there are so many content creators here that if I miss some of y'all, really guys, really, I'm sorry that I missed some of y'all, but man, I'm happy to be a part of you guys, and I'm happy that XBI has joined the team, man. I'm really excited about it. I'm really happy. And also, I am going to do later on a happy dance because really, I got to do a happy dance after this. What do you think, Sal, bro? Should I do the happy dance now or should I do it later?
Um, it depends. I mean, what do you call a happy dance?
Happy dance. Oh, you okay? We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
But Saulo, though, before I pass you the ball, I got a really important question to ask you, my brother, real quick.
What is that, Mister?
All right, this is a really important question, and I hope the chat participates because it's a really important question. Sour blow, you know,
Oh boy, I'm scared.
uh, what type of tennis shoes do you like to wear?
What? I actually don't wear tennis shoes.
You don't wear
So,
tennis shoes? Why don't you
no,
wear
I,
tennis
I
shoes?
do not. Because I don't play tennis. Maybe.
You don't wear tennis shoes? I mean, I like to wear the Adidas kicks and stuff like that.
Anyway, let's bring it back to the show.
Well,
Let's
that was an
'cause
important question.
we don't want our flight to
Okay. All right,
to
all
go off
right.
off our route. So let's bring it to our rapid news, which we're gonna cover some of the gaming news before we cover our big topics and before we make our other announcements or announcement. Let's see. Let's start with after several supposed Silent Hill pictures leaked. Bloober team inform us to stay tuned to their posts. So, what do you think this mean, Crazy? Do you think Bloober team is actually working on this game, or let us know your opinion? And are you excited for Silent Hill?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
This is
Okay. I'll be
XBI.
straightforward.
We're on it.
I'll be straightforward, honest with you. I don't give a crap about that. And why don't I give a crap about that? Because it's been like 4 years hearing the same crap again and again and again. Oh, Silent Hill pictures here. Oh, Silent Hill over there. Oh, Silent Hill here. I mean, I heard Silent Hill even while I'm taking a shower. I hear Silent Hill, but I have not seen not even a leak, a trailer or something. Once I see a teaser trailer, once I see a leak, once I see something like that, then yes, I will be really excited and I won't say it's crap. But again, we've been hearing the Silent Hill thing since what, 2018, 2019? That there was rumors about a Silent Hill. Even Abandoned was supposed to be Silent Hill, and that Kojima would grab Silent Hill, and then not Kojima. Then we got George W. Bush grabbed Silent Hill too. Everybody grabbed Silent Hill, but we don't know who's making it at the end, so we don't know nothing about it. So again, seriously, when I see a trailer, then I'll be really excited because yes, Silent Hill rules. I mean, seriously, I need to see a trailer or a teaser, but not rumors. I'm tired of rumors. That's my opinion. What do you think, Sablo?
Well, I do think Bloober team is working in a Silent Hill. I don't know if it's a remake. I don't know if it's their own version, but due to all the clues and all the information, I do think they are, and I am super excited because I love the median. I love what they did with it, and I know if they get a much bigger budget, I do think that studio can make an even better game because the median, I'm pretty sure if the median had high end graphics,
Yeah.
that game would it hit differently in the market. But we still unfortunately have this whole narrative where like if the game doesn't look like like if the game doesn't look like Red Dead Redemption 2, let's just bash the game, or which is unfortunately, because that's not, for me, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is the gameplay, and everything that goes with it around it, and then the graphics is to me one of the last thing that's important, because it all depends on the game. But it is what it is. um the next news we got is an unfortunate news. Well, actually, no, it's actually a good news, which is we got Stalker 2 back in development.
What is unfortunate news, man?
Now, no, I got a mistake. Sorry, but for
Mm.
me, real quick, I think I still don't think that they will hit the December mark, but it is good to know with everything that has happened around there that they're back into development. If they can hit the target, then great. But I do want them to take their time, because this is a game I'm super excited for, and I understand that all the troubles they're going through. So I don't know about you, Crazy. What do you think?
Me, I'm telling you not to for you not to say that. Let's say it's coming out on December 8th. Let's say that. So that way we send them positive energy. Let's not be like,
I
oh, that may not happen. No. Let's be positive.
I I
Let's get
rather set
movies.
my expectation low, and if
I
it does happen, then I'll be so happy. But
No, because remember they moved their studios. I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago. They came out that they actually moved their studio somewhere else to work on. So they've probably been in a while working on it, and probably just have been working on it. So pretty much it just announced it. But when you go into the Xbox store or anything, it still says Stalker 2 December 8th. So let's cross our fingers that
okay, I'll
it.
tell you this: if the game doesn't get delayed,
uh,
I will call you for a whole week. I will call you Got Louis.
why are you making
You
bets
like
with
that?
me? You know you're gonna
It's
lose.
not a bet. I'm actually what I got to win. I got nothing to win.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know what you mean. I'm
Okay.
actually gonna call you Got Louis for a whole
That
week.
Louis? Okay, okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to Game Pass, which is very controversial. We will talk about that later on.
Oh dear Lord.
But oh my god. But anyway, great news for Game Pass. We're getting For Honor Marching Fire Edition, and it will come June 1st to Xbox Game Pass. And then on July 7th, we will get Assassin's Creed Origin. Are you excited for any of those games, Crazy? I know you're excited for Honor. You love that game, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. What? What do you say? Excited for what?
For Honor
Mm-hmm.
and for Assassin's Creed Origin.
Oh, I thought you mentioned the new Call of Duty. Yeah, I'm excited for the new Call of Duty, but for Honor, no, not really.
Um,
And Assassin's Creed Origin, I have it, and I don't know why I did not like the Assassin's Creed Origin thing.
okay.
I
Well,
don't
since
like.
you mentioned Call of Duty,
Yeah.
let's talk real quick. Do you think it will come to Game Pass, or what do you think about it? And are you excited for it?
It depends, because it depends on how everything is going through, and it probably will. I mean, let's cross our fingers that by the time it does come out, everything has gone through, the deal has gone through smoothly, and they can bring all those games to Game Pass. Because remember they purchased this in January, and right now we're in what, May, close to June, and we still have not seen one game of Activision Blizzard jump in there yet. Still, like Call of Duties and stuff like that. So let's cross our fingers that maybe by that time we could actually get it day one into Game Pass. I hope. So yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Also, Mr. Doug is saying that you are
Yeah,
forgetting Sniper Elite 5. How can you forget Sniper Elite 5, brother? Everybody keeps forgetting that game. That game is so awesome,
yeah,
especially
yeah.
those shots, slow motion shots, which I'm not gonna mention because I know where I like to shoot the guys. Yeah,
Okay.
those shots are awesome.
But
Yeah,
yeah, it's I'm definitely excited for that. I don't
yeah,
know if there's so many games like accumulating in my back catalog, and
yeah.
I'm surprised how people are like always like, "Oh, Xbox has no games, this and that," and I'm like, I wish I had more time to play these
Remember,
games.
remember, we had a discussion about this yesterday, right? And again, if we're gonna talk about first party studios and what games that come on first party studios, for example, on the PlayStation side, there's only been two out. That's it.
Yeah, but let's not get into
Let's
that.
get into that, but there's only been two, and the other are what are what's it called? The other are third parties, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so okay, just to clear that out, from first party studios from PlayStation, there only been two. The other third parties. All right,
Okay, crazy.
let's keep on
You're
going. Yes, let's
you're
keep on.
not the sour one, but moving on to something that I know you are super excited,
All right, go for it.
and even though this might surprise you, but I'm actually also excited for the Calypso Protocol seems to still have a date for
Mm-hmm.
2022. How excited are you, and what do you think of everything they've been showing so far? Like,
About the Callisto
have you?
Protocol,
Yeah,
today they showed some images, which I forgot to send them out. But I'm gonna say something though. Before I answer that question, Sour Blue, how do you imagine the Callisto Protocol? I mean, I'll give you like an example. Like, how do you want the Callisto Protocol game to be like? Do you want it to be pretty much like a Dead Space thing or something? Give me an idea on how do you imagine that game? For example, how would you like it?
well,
How would you like it to be?
well, to be honest, I
Yeah.
I don't know much about the storyline,
Me
so
either.
I
Yeah.
can't comment much about that. I would like to see more about that first. But what I do want is, I want to feel like what I felt when I was playing Dead Space. When I was playing Dead Space, you know, every time like I'm walking through the corridors or I'm walking through anywhere,
Yeah.
I will have that like like my adrenaline will be like, kicking in because you don't know where the monsters are coming out of.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You have that. Uh, um, you have also the whole thing going on where even though you have a weapon, but the
Yeah.
weapon you gotta administrate everything you have because if you waste it, you're effed up basically. Like, so I like what they did with Dead Space. It's a very old game now. However, it's still a great game. But I would love them to, to make you feel like it's a horror game, and that's what I want. And speaking of horror, look who's back. The
Yes,
silent one.
Mr. Silent One is back. Our beautiful bald man. Look at that nice shiny bald man coming to the show back. Look at that. Look at that. It's so beautiful. He makes me
Good
want to
evening.
go bald. All right. But wait. You know
So
why you know why I'm asking that question though? Because here's the thing though. Like today, there's images that they sent to me. And I'm gonna tell you something I liked
oh,
about it.
you're getting private images of Calypso
Oh,
Protocol? Damn, I
yeah.
didn't know you had that
What?
connection. Oh my
Dude,
god.
Again.
why
Let
didn't
me
you
Oh,
tell me about this?
wait. Again.
got Louis.
Let me make the post real quick. Yes, I am God Louis. Let me make the post. I am. You
Uh,
all don't believe me? I am
Well,
God
you
Louis.
haven't won the bet yet. So
Okay, but wait. So, no. I'm just messing. No, in the group, they send a picture. They send a thing about the post and how the monsters look. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. It got me more excited because today when I was in Wondery Duchess show in Midway Mix Up, they asked me how would you like the game to be, and I was like, you know what, I want the monsters to be pretty much like the Thing. That's how I
yeah,
want it
I
to be.
heard
Yeah,
it's actually
like
pretty
the movie The
interesting
Thing,
what you said.
and you know what, the monsters, dude. If I don't know if you all can see it. I think I should send it to you all so you guys can post that. But look at that. Wait, let me see. Can it?
Share
Can
scrolling.
oh,
Oh, boy, I
It
yeah,
saw
does
that
look,
image.
yeah,
I saw
I
that.
see
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
see
It does look like the Thing type of thing. So man, no, that got me psyched when I saw that. I was like, oh my god, I'm getting pretty much a Thing game. because not like the actual thing game, but pretty much just like that. That's awesome. That's fantastic because I mean, I love that movie so much, and we talked about it. Me and Brian the other day, we talked about it, and in chat about what happens at the end to what was their name? Oh my god, I forgot the guy's name, the character's name. That they were in the snow, right? And what happens to both of
Oh,
them? We don't know. So
yeah,
yeah,
with McCready and the other guy,
McCready, yeah,
because
yeah,
they're
yeah,
Yeah.
both there, and
yeah.
it just leaves it very open ended.
It just really like for a sequel, leaves it open for a sequel. So yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, it's gonna look like the thing. So that's pretty awesome. That's me excited. How about you, Mr. Silent Cipher? What do you think about the whole Callisto Protocol game? I
Yeah,
mean,
let us know, Captain, and
yeah,
you can take over the ship from here.
Sweet. Thank you for covering things
Oh,
well.
the
Had a
ship,
little
not the
turbulence.
plane.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you're more familiar with the ship, so I get it. It's fine. It's
yeah, yeah.
fine.
With his fake
So,
ship. Remember his fake ship, not real ship.
See, the thief
as
got ships too, so
yeah, so as far as Callisto Protocol goes, yeah, I'm really excited for it. Just in the fact that we've got, we have one of these spiritual successors of Dead Space coming in, and the fact, honestly, like I don't want to get my hopes up too much just yet because it's still, there's still months to go. I really hope this does come out this year because with everything else that's cleared the way
yeah.
now, it's like we need some bigger games to enjoy. And I've been very interested in this game since they first announced it, and
Me
I don't
too.
know. Anything like this, like I am all on board. Put me on the couch, scare the crap out of me. I am all for it.
Because here's the thing, though, and it's true though. It's like the slogan said about Alien movie. In space, nobody can hear you scream. That's the truth, man. I mean,
True.
you're stuck in a space station. You have nowhere to go, and you got this beast chasing after you. Oh man, it's crazy. It's not like you're like in open woods where you can run. Like, hey, let me run and hide behind the tree. No, you're stuck in this passageway. You got this thing after you. Oh man, that scares anybody off. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, since we are on that one, you know what? We're going to talk about esports a little bit. So, we're actually talking about the 100 Thieves. They're making a video game by the codename Project X. So this is going to be run by Pete Hawley, who was the executive producer of Burnout Paradise in EA when he was there. He was the ex-director of Telltale Games, veteran of Fable, Little Big Planet, and he also had his hands in Killzone. And he's going to be working on this. So with that being said, guys, are either of you into esports? Just real quick, just out of curiosity, because personally for me, I haven't really ever gotten into it too much, but I know that some people really dig it. Does this information get you guys excited? The fact that someone like this is coming in and they're working on a project with that much of a background previously.
Well, I can say real quick. Let me jump in. I saw the video when they made the announcement, and something that really caught my attention first was how much they started talking about playing Halo, how much they enjoyed it, Halo 2, and they talked a lot about Xbox, which was pretty
Yeah,
pretty
sounds like
strange.
maybe they're lining
Yeah.
themselves up for things in the future. Maybe.
Yes.
Sure.
And then one thing that I did like is that they did sounded very excited, very motivated,
Mhm.
and it is interesting when a developer like this teams up with a crew from like esports, where they can maybe bring a different perspective and maybe view things differently. Like, for example, the developer could have an idea, but since they run esports and they run, they have a different view of things. They can pitch different things, which would be interesting. I'm actually am excited for this Project X. Speaking of, it's a code name Project X.
Yes.
They talked a lot about Xbox. Who knows? Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, it feels like all signs point towards X, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Um, Crazy. What do you think about this? So obviously, like, I made the comment about esport and stuff. Like, personally, the esport side of things I don't really care too much about, but the fact that these guys are actually getting together with Pete Hawley, they're all working together to create this, is a really cool thing. Um, I would be very interested to see, like, do you think because they're in the esports side of things, they're going to be more focused on something as like maybe a Twitch shooter, right? Because the reflexes are always the big thing about esports, right? Is like the tactics, but also the reflex of the game. So, do you think what type of game do you think it would be?
Hmm. You know, it's because thinking thinking like beyond my head, like for example, what would be pretty cool if they brought back like a really fast paced first person shooter with great adrenaline, like type what's this game called back in the day, Unreal Tournament style. That's
Yes,
that's what I think about
yes,
when you talk about this. Like if they bring that back, that's pretty awesome. Because back in the day when Unreal Tournament came out, that was a really, like, you had to really use your head and you had to move around a lot. You got to use a lot of tactics and move here, move over there. It was a really high, fast paced game, and it was really competitive and really cool. Also, another one is uh, what's this one? What's this other famous one that's been going around for a lot of years?
Quake, is that the one you're thinking?
No, no, not Quake. Counter Strike. Make
Mm.
another
Oh,
game
Mhm.
that can compete
oh,
with
that,
Counter
that
Strike.
that has a minute.
Yeah, because Counter Strike just keeps on going. It would be pretty good if they make a game that could compete with Counter Strike. Because Counter Strike has been out, and it all it does is keep on upgrading its graphics, and it's just a fun game.
I, I,
Still,
I want I want to say something real quick.
what's up?
Apache says we
Yeah,
need an Overwatch type gameplay.
yeah.
I want to pitch something real quick. I would love if they do like kind of like a hero Overwatch game with characters from like shooters from Xbox. Now that they have so many,
Hmm.
kind of like you can add Doomslayer, you can add Master Chief, you can add the guy from Wolfenstein. Like you can add so many characters,
Yeah.
and you can switch it around, and I think that will be a great game if they put money into it.
It could work. It could work. Yeah, it could
They
work.
they have the potential. Yeah, with I would say especially with all of the acquisitions that have happened, right?
Oh
And if
yeah,
they get Actibliz, you factor that in. Like, I mean, Actibliz, you already have the other ones. Like, you've got Overwatch in that situation, right? So you could easily merge those universes together and do stuff like that. Like you could do drop in, drop out, just like what Fortnite does, where you could
yeah,
throw guest characters in for a certain amount of time, stuff like that. You could go nuts with it. And there are a lot of really cool characters that you could play with throughout all the different universes. Like imagine having the Gears of War guys jumping into there, or
Yeah,
imagine there's a lot of options. I guess like the door is open for a lot of collaboration, which I think is the thing that'd
yeah,
be really exciting for that.
yeah. But
But
but it but like I said, for esports, something like that, like a style Unreal Tournament and a Counter Strike style game, that'll be pretty awesome. That'll
a
be
hundred
that's
percent,
that'll be pretty
you know,
awesome.
crazy. You mentioned Unreal Tournament, which
Yeah.
warms my heart because I played a lot of Unreal Tournament on PS2.
Mhm.
Probably an unhealthy amount of Unreal Tournament.
More
You
than
know the
Forza?
thing yes, more than
What?
Forza at that point. At that point in time, yes. But the thing that always interested me about that game was that engine, that
Yeah.
Unreal Engine.
Engine. Hmm.
And the thing about that is that actually puts us right into our next topic,
Yeah.
which is that Coalition is contracting for motion cap in what seems to be Gears of War 6. Now we know that those guys are going to be using Unreal Engine 5.
Hmm.
So this thing's going to look hot. It is going
oh
to
yeah.
be an amazing looking game. With this being said, so obviously Coalition was messing around with a smaller project before they shifted into Gears. Do we think that that Matrix
All right.
demo that we saw a little while ago was that smaller project? Do you think there's another project that's coming on besides
I
that?
think
It's actually a fully developed game,
I think they're working on another project because I think there was a news before that they were gonna take a little break from Gears, I think, and
right?
pretty yeah. So I think they have another project coming in first. I'm thinking. I mean, I think I heard that. Didn't we? There was a news, right? I could be wrong about that they
Yes.
were giving Gears of
Yes.
War a break, and
Yep.
they were gonna work on another thing. So yeah, I think they are working on something that I hope and cross fingers that they announce it this weekend. And I hope, and I'll say this again. It's a Chuck Norris. No, I'm just kidding. It's the Mandalorian game. Man, I can't.
Yes. The
Yeah.
Chuck Norris game. Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Um,
But
so
I want it to be the Mando game. I hope they are working on the Mandalorian game. That'll be pretty awesome. I hope that is it.
yeah, because there have been some rumors swirling on them touching one of the Disney products.
Yeah.
So I could see it, and it does line up, right? Because they did say that they were going to take a break from Gears for a while.
Mhm.
I guess I would argue at this point, like technically they kind of have taken a little bit of a break. It depends on how long their version of a break is, right? Sour, what do you think? Do you think there is another fully fledged like project in between us seeing the next Gears? Do you think this is ramping up to prep for the next Gears, but this still having a title in between?
Oh yes, I definitely think they're working on something else. I actually have heard rumors of a horror game, and I'm trying to remember because today in the midweek collection, the midweek the sorry
Collective.
the midweek collective
Midweek?
podcast.
Yeah.
No worries.
Um,
I also got it confused. No worries.
It happens.
I get it confused. Someone in the chat, I forgot the name. Wow, I can't remember. But they said something very interesting, and I have heard rumors that they're working on a horror game, and
Yeah.
Xbox has been teasing lately Stranger Things. Can you imagine if they are working in a Stranger Things game? I wish I remember the name so I can give them props. But
If
yes,
they, oh man, yeah, if they're working on a Stranger Things game, I mean, the thing is, right, is all of these licensed games, you always have to match them up to the timing when it's hitting the hottest, right? You've got the newest season of Stranger Things hitting here, I think in a couple days. I think it's on Friday.
yes,
So what better time to announce that you've got a collaboration with Stranger Things? Strike while the iron's hot, as they say, right?
yes.
So that would be very interesting. I like that idea. I like that idea. I think that would be nice because it's like I feel like we
Wow.
haven't seen Stranger Things for a minute. So that would be really nice. That'd be awesome to have a game and also have the TV series at the same time.
Wow, guys,
What's
can
that?
I before you guys can continue, can I just make a quick news that I just popped in my computer and I has my mouth open? Can I say real quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The
What'd you find?
the president of Sony PlayStation Business has said the company expects half of its annual releases to be on PC and mobile by 2025. So
Oh
they're
wow.
saying
I'm
they're gonna
so
put
surprised.
so the so wait, real quick. So that means they're gonna put their games day one on PC.
That
Uh,
wouldn't surprise me.
that kind of
That
sounds like
sounds
what
like
they're
it.
entailing with it.
Yep.
Um, I would so just real quick, like I won't touch on it for long, but
Yeah.
I would say that sounds like it's that's a little bit faster than what everyone was expecting initially, right? 2025 is pretty quick. That's ramping up that timeline a little bit.
Yep.
But that being said, Jim Ryan and crew, they're realizing how much they managed to sell when they have it on PC as well. Having those games day and date it'd be a big benefit for them. So
That's some big news to jump off. But yeah, just want to say that real quick. So go ahead, Captain. Take it away.
oh, all right. Well, yeah. Speaking of Speaking of things we haven't seen for a while in regards to Stranger Things, another thing is coming out shortly. Saints Row. The new Saints Row, the reboot, which does not have our Johnny Gat, it does not have the boss, it does not have Shondi, but it does look to have some really awesome new characters and some really goofy gameplay, of which we actually saw some more gameplay this last week. It looks very much like it's dialing into that Saints Row 3 vibe, Saints Row 2, Saints Row 3 vibe. Crazy. Did you ever play the Saints Row games? What was your favorite Saints Row game, if so?
Saints Row.
Big old grin. So I'm going to take that as a yes. What was your
Mhm.
favorite, though?
All of them. I love a Saints Row game except for the last one, which it got like a little bit too
It
much.
got repetitive.
Nah, not repetitive. It's like they put too much steroids into it. Like the guy like jumped super high. It was like Crackdown. Is it Crackdown, right?
Yes.
It was Crackdown mixed with Grand Theft Auto mixed with Saints Row.
Yeah.
So it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. But yes, I didn't play the last one, and also he became president. I was like, why would he become president? But okay, but yeah, and fighting aliens. I was like, yeah, okay, but yeah, the other ones before, yes, a lot of fun, and I can't wait to play this one because again, if I can run around without any clothes on, I'm in. I love that stuff. Okay, heck yeah, man, I love playing those type of games. Let's go. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Of course you do. It
Yes.
doesn't surprise me at all. I gotta say though, man, him as the president was pretty entertaining. The intro of him as president, as he's walking down, you have the options. You were able to do it was like the old choose your own ending books, where you were able to kind of make your own narrative as to what you did to each person as you went down the hallway and all that. I thought that was entertaining. It was a lot more of the same thing. They recycled the map from Saints Row the Third for Saints Row 4, which was unfortunate because I was really, really hoping that we were going to see, I mean, obviously it's all in Stillport, but I was hoping they were going to do more with it, and it felt like it was just a reskin at that point. They did lose a lot of talent right around that time that game came out. So I understand that their hands were a little bit tied. But Sour, what do you think of this? Are you excited for Saints Row? Are you going to be playing Saints Row co-op with me when it comes out? What was your favorite one if you have played them?
Okay, well, honestly, I played a little bit of one of them, which I don't even know which one it was. So I'm not a Saints Row expert. And watching this Saint Row at first, I gotta be honest, I was not excited for it at all. The art didn't grab my attention. What I saw from it at first did not grab not even a little bit of my attention. But I got to admit that this last one did grab my attention. All the customizations you can do, the gameplay actually looked pretty interesting. Unlike the other trailers, I don't know why the other ones didn't catch my attention, but this one did. And I would be interested to try it. Will I buy it day one? Probably not. I might wait on a discount, or if Phil is listening and you want to add it to Xbox Game Pass, then I won't get mad, of course. But yeah, I'm not like super excited, but with the games, coming out soon that we're not sure. I mean, sure, I'm intrigued to give it a try.
I understand personally if you weren't a big Saints Row fan. I get it because it's not everyone's cup of tea. Were you a Grand Theft Auto fan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was.
So you liked more of the more serious note instead of the cartoony, just bombastic, over the top type of stuff.
It's
Yes.
I'll give you an idea. Have you ever messed around in Grand Theft Auto? Just like, okay, let me mess around.
Well, honestly, to be honest, it all depends because
but
I played a game, played name by the name of Total Overdose. I don't know if you guys played it,
Mhm, mhm.
and that game was a blast for me. I loved that game.
That game was nuts.
Yeah.
But again, I'll ask you the same question. Did you ever mess around and got the thought of like, okay, let me just do this and do that, like mess around.
Sure. I mean, like
Yeah,
who
grab a
hasn't
car,
gone
done that.
around
That
and
that
done
that's
different things? But
that that's Saints Row. That's what it is. Just to mess
yeah,
around
but that wasn't my main focus. That's something that I would do like
and
once in a while. But
yeah, but the whole point about Saints Row is to like to take territories. You took like gang territories and blast your way
okay,
through it.
kind of like I think wasn't it like San Andreas that they first
Pretty,
introduced
pretty,
that in the Grand Theft Auto?
pretty much like San Andreas. But it's like that. There was each like gangs with each spot, and you had to go around and take over and be, the boss of them. That's what you
So
had to do.
yeah, I mean they had that in
No.
GTA 3 even because you had the Diablos, you had the Mafia.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you
yeah,
you had a bunch of it all separated out
yeah.
all throughout the place. Um well, okay. I am hoping crazy that the new Saints Row is going to it's just going to land better with Sour, right? He's going to get on board, he's going to enjoy it. He's going to want to play that with us maybe on a community game night or something, right?
Hmm.
But if that game does not land with him and
Hmm.
there's no hope that he will like that game, Embracer Group just revealed that they have 9 AAA games in the works. That brings us to our first big topic of the evening. Crazy. With these 9 AAA games, do you think that these are ones that we're already familiar with? Or do you think they're new IPs that we have not been told about previously? Because you got to keep in mind, these guys have their hands all over the business. They've got Time Splitters, they have Saints Row, they've got, the list is long, right? But
Hmm.
do you think that they're factoring ones that they already have, or are they going to be new IPs, or some of them new IPs as they bring these things out? They
Okay.
reveal them.
Before I go forward with that question, for example, if did you beat Borderlands 3? Because I didn't actually sit down and play Borderlands 3. I haven't played it, but did you beat it?
No,
No.
that conversation's for a different time. I don't
Okay.
support Borderlands.
Oh, you don't support Borderlands? Okay, because the Tiny Tina came out and then pretty much was a fun game. People loved it and it was a great co-op game. I have not played Tiny Tina either, but I played Borderlands and they could be making a Borderlands 4. They could be. What else?
The Tiny Tina's Wonderland, that was kind of an offshoot. It wasn't like a full-fledged game, right? Like it was sizable, but it wasn't like a full release, right?
I
From what
think
I kind of understand.
I think it was. It was a full
Was
release
it?
game. Yeah, I think it
Okay.
was. I think it was because Tiny Tina, it's like I said, it's Borderlands because there was a DLC from Borderlands. I think it was called Tiny Tina's. I could be wrong. Maybe Mr. Duck could correct me because he I think he played it, but there was a DLC that had Tiny Tina in it, and that's where that game came out from, pretty much. And it a lot of people liked it. I mean, they had fun with it. It's pretty good. Let me see. Oh Lord. Oh, what else they could be making? Wow, because it's a
Do
long list. I
you
mean, we got to sit down and look on the list and say, okay, they probably could be making this.
do you think if at this point in time they will factor a new Time Splitters as a AAA?
Uh,
Personally, I would think it would be listed as a double A.
I, I hope I
But
hope I hope they do because bringing back that title would be pretty awesome because that's a game that's still today. If the people who love to talk about it, it would be pretty amazing if they actually brought back Time Splitters. I mean, it deserves for me, on my point, for me, it deserves to be brought back. I mean, it's a fun game. It deserves to come back, and I hope that they are actually working on Time Splitters. I mean, really.
I, th-
Uh,
I think because I mean, it's been a while now, right?
yeah.
Like they announced a while ago that they were still, going to revitalize the Time Splitters franchise. Um, And obviously, like one of the big things that we always look at when we're trying to determine, like, okay, double A, triple A, the
Mm-hmm.
amount of content of the game, the amount of polish, the level of budget that they have, all that type of stuff. Man, if you give Time Splitters a triple A game budget, that would be amazing. Like, because you
Yeah.
think about Future Perfect, that game was awesome for its time. Like, if you have that, but now with all the tech we have now, all the visuals,
Like
that'd be pretty rad.
like here's another example. These days we got one of maybe it's probably one of the nine, or I don't know. I mean, we got Evil Dead from them too, which is really fun game. That Evil Dead game is pretty cool.
Yes.
Um,
Oh yeah, because Saber Interactive is under them, huh?
yeah, and probably since they got the whole Square Enix Western, there could be like we don't know. There could be a oh yeah, of course. There's a Tomb Raider game in development. Remember,
Yes.
they're making a Tomb
Yep.
Raider game before they even bought it, so that could be one of them. Another one is they could bring back another Deus Ex game. And what else could they bring? Because yeah, Deus Ex. Wow, it's been a while. Also, Thief. Thief is also
Oh
a game that they should actually be
yes.
working on and bring it back to life. Thief is such a good game, such an incredible game.
Yeah, we
It,
haven't seen Thief for far too long. We saw that
bro,
one at the beginning of the Xbox
that's
One
one. Yep,
series, but
yep,
that wasn't doing that series justice because Thief 1 and 2 were really good.
yep, yeah. But
3,
I don't know what happened to them, but with three, yeah. But Thief is a game that needs to be brought back
yeah.
really fast. Yes, and that's one of the games they should be working on. But yeah, I think we mentioned a couple of them that they were working on because since they bought the Square Enix, I mean Tomb Raider is probably one of them. But yeah, I mean
Yeah.
there's so many games that those guys have because I mean they got the largest group of studios there.
Yeah, so and like you said, they did announce like obviously they ended up getting Tomb Raider and all those,
Hmm.
and right before that acquisition happened, there was a new Tomb Raider announced. So
Hmm.
they probably do factor that one as a triple. I'm sure that's on that list. If we get a new Deus Ex, God, I will be thrilled because I felt like that game was not due justice. It didn't get its justice on that last game, right? Like Human Revolution, when we had that on Xbox 360, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
That was so good, and that game still holds up to this day. Like visually, the game mechanics in Deus Ex games is always just it's so meticulous. And I feel like when we ended up with Human Revolution, or what? It was Human Revolution, right? The most recent one.
I
I
think it
always
was.
get
Yeah, I think that was the
Oh,
last
Mankind Divided. My bad.
Mankind Divided. Yeah, I
Human
think
Revolution was, I think, the previous. Mankind Divided. It felt like it just, I don't
Man,
know. It felt like it
Man,
was lacking some of the soul.
Mankind Divided was pretty much like a cyberpunk type of way. When I played
Yeah,
it, I thought I was playing like cyberpunk, but I never played cyberpunk. But it looks like cyberpunk pretty much. Wandering around a big city, and it for me like the story was pretty slow. It didn't really get me into it, but I know it's a good game. Deus Ex games are great, but the story
yeah.
for me just on that one was like, oh, okay, this is all right.
So sour. Regarding the Embracer Group reveal. So they say Embracer Group reveal that they've got 9 AAA titles in the works, right?
Yes.
So does this get you excited? I mean, obviously Embracer has a ton of stuff now, but is there anything that jumps out at you specific that you'd be really stoked about?
Well, listening to both of you talk, I gotta say something. Embracer Group is trying to become a real powerhouse because I've been listening to you talking about all these IPs,
Mm-hmm.
but the big thing about this announcement is that those 9 AAA's games that they're talking about, they're saying that those 9 games are coming out of Gearbox.
Oh, correct. Yes.
Yeah,
Not out of all of them, only
My
out of
apologies.
Gearbox.
My apologies.
So that even makes it
For
like
Gearbox alone.
a more interesting like post, because you're like, okay, Gearbox alone is doing 9 AAA games, and it surprised me. Like I had to double check and read it like 3-4 times because I couldn't believe it. Gearbox
That's
working on 9 AAA games.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. With what we were talking about previously, I forgot that was just Gearbox. So Gearbox must have ramped up quite a bit.
no,
Yes.
you know what? I think if they probably grabbed Gearbox and split them and said, okay,
Split 'em
some of
up.
you guys,
Yeah.
you guys work here, work over there, work over there. Because again, like we were mentioning before, 9 AAA games. We mentioned a couple, right? We mentioned the Tomb Raider. We mentioned this. We mentioned that. They probably said, okay, let's split you guys up and you guys focus some here, one over here. Because remember, since Embracer pretty much owns how many 10,000 studios, pretty much.
11
Pretty
billion
much.
studios.
11
I
million
think you're a
studios.
little bit short.
I think I'm a little bit short. So yeah,
Yeah.
since they own pretty much a lot of the studios, I mean, they can probably divide them and to work on different projects. Because like I said, I even mentioned that there could be a Borderlands 4. Because lately, what Gearbox was making was Borderlands 4, and the last game they actually made was Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So
Yeah,
Yes.
and right now,
yeah,
they can also help each other. They can
yeah,
subcontract.
yeah.
There's many ways they can go about it.
So
Yeah, so I think that is, and I'll throw it back to you here in a second. Since I did not do that justice, I'll give you a retry. But I will say, so in regards to what Gearbox has had their hands in, right? So they had their hands a little bit in Half-Life. They did Brothers in Arms. They did the Borderlands series, Duke Nukem series, Aliens Colonial Marines. Sorry. Sorry. That one always makes me cringe a little bit. Battleborn and the Homeworld series. Okay. So yeah,
they-
I think like what you guys are saying, I think they segregated those out a little bit and kicked them off to work on other game franchises as well.
Yeah.
Because personally, for Gearbox alone, they don't have enough on their own unless
yeah,
they're doing a game in every one of those franchises.
yeah, because that's the thing, though. I mean, if I sit down, like I've been looking since I saw that news yesterday. Our blow posted on Gaming Lobby yesterday. I was like, what? How can Gearbox make 9 games and they only have made like 1 or 2 in the past 5 or 10 years? And I was scratching my head. I kept scratching my head and say, wait, all I know is they've been doing Borderlands, and the last game was Tiny Tina Wonderland. So I'm still scratching my head. So then I remember that they're owned by Embrace. I was like, oh, you know what they did? They just divided them and say, hey, come over here, go over there. Because remember, the guy who pretty much is like the head of Gearbox, I think it is, he's making a movie too. Remember, there's a Borderlands movie being made. So there's a lot of projects
Yeah,
going on.
there is.
Yeah, I remember. I
Um,
remember they announced that on E3. I was like, "Why are they talking about a movie?" But okay, let's not get into that. But so that's probably why they just said, like I said, Embracer has 10,000 studios or 11 million studios. I don't know. They probably said, "Gearbox, go over here, go over there. Let's do this, let's do that. Work on this, work on that." They probably divided the whole team.
So,
Oh,
sorry, go ahead, Sam.
I was just gonna say real quick, if they are smart, I know they don't own Half-Life IP, but people have been craving for that,
Oh.
third part. They should
Yeah.
make, a spiritual successful game, and since they worked on it, they probably have, some of the idea of what the game needs to be, and maybe they can make their own franchise and start it up.
You're saying that they own Half Life? I think Half
No,
Life.
they don't. They don't
no,
own it. They don't own it. So that's why they should
had
make.
their hands in it.
Yeah, they have their
I
hands.
want to say if I remember correctly, the access they had to that one was one of the ports. I want to say it was the PS2 port of Half-Life 1, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that one. Don't hold me to it completely, but I want to say it was a port that they did because they, I think, touched some of the Counter-Strike stuff a little bit too, but I could be wrong. in regards to the numbers, trying to kind of clean up and make sure that we
Uh,
keep ourselves honest.
yeah.
Uh,
They worked on Counter Strike. They worked on a
yeah,
couple of
okay,
things. I'm reading through it right now because again, it's so much stuff on.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's it's a big one for them,
It's a
right?
big
Like
one. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, they've obviously had a storied history, but to tie into Embracer, that's a big company. There's a lot of stuff going on there as it is. If they wanted to, they could get involved in some really really cool titles, mess around with whatever they want. Like they probably, I would imagine I would imagine they're probably doing similar to what Ubisoft does in the fact that they are utilizing all the studios as support studios where needed across all the franchises they're trying to run, right? So if you've got Gearbox that has some people available, maybe you kick them over to another project that's going active, be it Time Splitters. Selfishly, I say Time Splitters, or Tomb Raider or something like that. But I would imagine they're probably going to take advantage of the fact that they have so many companies like that and use them as support studios to bolster the overall quality and the overall polish of every game they release, right?
Mhm.
Not everyone's going to do their own separate projects, but maybe they'll do a more concentrated grip of bigger AAA games instead of just a bunch of kind of smaller titles, potentially. Only speculation, mind you. Um, but in regards to the numbers, so I did do a quick pull up on it, and as of,
Oh,
and this is before all
oh,
the stuff they just picked up. They had
but before
150 in October.
wow. Before,
Oof.
but before what Salvo was saying, the games that Gearbox worked for, it was an expansion pack, Opposing Force and Blue
Yes.
Shift. Those were the games, and also Counter Strike. They pretty much helped out with Counter Strike, but that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. That's all they worked on Half Life. So I
Okay.
think Half Life 3. If Valve wants to do it, it's gonna be Valve, and we
No,
don't
no,
know.
no. I never meant Half-Life 3. I meant like a
Uh,
spiritual successful. That
I,
way,
I hope and I cross fingers that they actually do. One day, probably when I'm gonna be probably like
Val doesn't go to 3. They always stay at 2.
oh Lord.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
for the
That's
2.
that's the
Half-Life
frustrating thing, right? Left for Dead
Mm.
2, you got
definitely got
Half-Life 2,
2.
you got it just Portal 2, like the list goes on every
Mhm.
time. Um, you know, that would be an interesting offer, honestly, though, because they could do a spiritual successor, but I bet you at this point, because Steam has proven they don't really care to make games at this point. Like
Oh,
they have their hands in other things, be it the Steam Deck, be it Steam
you know,
in general. You could probably reach some sort of deal with Gabe Newell if the numbers were right to actually
no.
make a sequel to one of those titles.
Or
Now,
Yeah.
whether Gabe would actually let you make a Half-Life 3, I don't know about that because I kind of
nah,
feel like they don't want to sully the name.
no, they
But
won't. Of course not. Because imagine, like Counter Strike is theirs, and pretty much it's come
yes,
with that. So, and Counter Strike is the thing that keeps on going and going. I'm telling you, I played
yeah,
Counter Strike the other day, and I was with my mouth open. I was like, "Is this Counter Strike?" I put it on the computer. I was like, "Whoa,
it's
this is amazing! It's such an awesome
it's
game."
changed.
Yeah.
It has changed quite a bit. They have put a lot of love
It
into that game, a lot more
changed
love
quite
than
a
ever. Before.
changed quite a bit. I mean, it looks Call of Duty style. Like if
Yeah,
you play Call of Duty and put it right next to each other,
yeah,
and I'm telling you, I played this 3 years ago, and I was like, whoa. I was like, wow. My mouth open. I mean, I remember playing this like the shotguns,
way back.
like all 3D. They look real ugly and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I see the gloves, everything about it. I was like, whoa, this is
Yes,
amazing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, the games that they have released that hit and held an audience, they have continued to support very well. Counter Strike is a very good example of that. I just wish that Portal and Half-Life were a couple of those games. But moving on, we're gonna bounce to the next topic now. So this is actually talking about EA. So EA is looking to possibly sell or merge, it looks like. So there's been a lot of talk about this recently, because all of a sudden a bunch of word came out that they were looking to potentially buddy up with different folks, partner up with different folks. It makes me nervous what some of the possibilities are.
Oh my God, no.
So I'll preface this with, I don't think that Microsoft would be able to be in the running at this point, because they still have the ActiBliz merger that they are working on, right? So if you do this, you get slapped with more lawsuits for monopolies, even though it's not a monopoly. It would still not put them in first place. But if there's a winning scenario, right? Who do we think would be the best one to pick up EA that
I gotta
wouldn't damage everything?
I gotta say it's definitely not Comcast. Oh dear Lord, no.
I didn't even want to. So, we talk about the C's in some of these episodes, and I didn't want to name that one. So I was trying to dance around it.
I gotta say this briefly. I worked for them, and their policy has to be like the worst policy for customers. Oh my God, horrible. No, definitely not Comcast. Anyone but them. Oh,
anyone
but them. That is the worst. Trust me, that is the worst. That is the worst. No.
I'll be honest with you. Wherever it drops, I just hope they sit down and they open EA's books and look at all those precious games they had back then and revive them, bring them back to life. Because EA has an issue. EA EA buys you today. Tomorrow you make a great game. The next game you make is another great game. And then the third game you make is like, okay, all right.
But they have great games, as I said.
And
they have great franchises.
Wait, no. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
But all of a sudden, they just quietly disappear. Like, you're like, where are they? Where'd they go to? Example, Command and Conquer. Where did they go? They killed it. The Sims are still there. There hasn't been any more Sims. We're still Sims 4. Oh, they got an expansion pack, little doggy, the more expansion packs, parties, and all that stuff. The Sims have been killed off too, pretty much. What other games did they have? Because seriously, the other day I sat down and saw how many games those guys killed off. Dead Space was killed off, and now they brought it back.
Skate.
Yeah, they have killed so many great games. Let me look for it. Keep on with the subject while I look for it.
So yeah, in regards to what Sour's talking about, just for some background on it. So according to NBC, let's see. There was going to be a deal with NBC Universal that got the farthest along. And then there was a possibility of Comcast CEO Brian Roberts looking to spin off the entertainment conglomerate into a separate entity with EA. So that way it would leave current Andrew Wilson in charge of that mega business, which I apologize if other people disagree, but Andrew Wilson, I feel like, is the epitome of like a robot trying to be a human. He just, every time he's ever said anything on one of these announcements, I just always was concerned. Just like, it just felt like it felt like the soul of EA had gone away so much, right? Because we had Need for Speed, we had Skate, we had
Yeah,
all these good
that's another
games,
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
and they were so good. Like they were
Oh,
so good.
yeah.
What Medal of
Oh,
Honor was
yes,
EA?
yes.
Like
That's what I say. DreamWorks Interactive, Medal of Honor. They killed off all that stuff. I mean,
you
I'm
have
bringing.
so many,
So
and way more that we're forgetting, obviously. But it's just it's frustrating to see because it feels like so far the people that have shown interest are not game related at all. Like I feel like if Comcast got it, I'd have a cap on how much I could play my games in a month. Um, not just a data cap. But no, I I'm just hoping at this point, like I don't know. I'm surprised we haven't seen someone like Tencent in this conversation, right?
Mhm.
Tencent I haven't seen pop up when I've been looking at the different news articles for this. And that surprises me because it
but
seems like something they'd want to get.
let me ask you guys this. Who do you think, if you had to take one guess, who do you think will end up with EA?
Well, I
Embracer.
think nah.
Embracer? How
Just
about you,
kidding.
Craig?
Just kidding.
Here's the thing, Salvo. There are so many companies right now that are out for gaming. I mean, I'm pretty amazed. Like for example, that they were talking about how Apple wanted to acquire them too or merge with them. What else did they mention? I think it was NBC. Was it? Was it NBC?
NBC
Yeah,
Universal was
NBC.
Yeah,
looking at it.
yeah. NBC Universal was also looking at it, and pretty much a lot of. I was like, why is there like NBC? I was like, I was actually thinking like I can't imagine like Ted Turner buying it too. I was like, what happens if Ted Turner buys it and just does his own gaming thing? Because really everybody's jumping into the world of gaming, and
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing. So now I don't know who. I mean, I can't like sit down and let me think like who would get it
Yeah.
because
Another thing is,
it's crazy. I mean,
the
even Disney can say, "Hey, EA, come over here, let me get
yeah.
you."
Well, Disney is one of the ones interested.
You
And
see?
another thing, real quick, is that game movies are actually, they're getting a lot of recognition. Look, Uncharted, made good box office money, and look at Sonic, the success that Sonic has been. So
Yeah.
maybe I look at the Halo TV series. So a lot of these companies that, they're not related to gaming but related to media, they're looking at them like, okay, maybe if I don't make enough money with gaming, but maybe I can make enough money, making movies, making TV series out of them.
So, here's the thing though that people seem to forget. Ever since the pandemic started, I mean, gaming went to a whole nother level. It just went. It just like it's like if you. I'll give you an example. I don't know what kind of step I can give you, but hey, like this just happened yesterday, and all of a sudden, boom, everybody was at home. What are they gonna do? What did it? What do
Yeah,
you think they went? Everybody went console shopping. Everybody went doing this. Even you even could not find a PlayStation 4 out there. I mean,
yeah.
it was
The thing is
it's not even
crazy. Also, that
yeah,
if you are not, let's say you're a casual or
yeah,
you're not really a gamer,
yeah,
and the pandemic came, like you said, they start
yeah.
watching movies, but after a while, they're gonna get tired.
Yes.
So they see
That's what
gaming
I
and they're
said.
like,
You're
"Oh,
like,
let me
okay, let
try
me let me
this."
try it. Oh no, no, let me try it. No, maybe people had just left
Yeah.
gaming behind since Nintendo, Super
Also,
Nintendo,
yes,
and
exactly.
64, and they're like, let me buy this and then play it. Let me see how this works, and just brought it back home and be like, whoa, this is different now. And all of a sudden, you get into chats, you and your friends. You're like, oh, we can talk through here. All right, let's talk through here, hang out, and do this because remember, pandemic was always distance, and gaming was the thing that kept us all gamers. We were together thanks to gaming, and that got a lot of people together. And since that thing happened in the pandemic, and not only that, since they saw that huge buy from MS, because it was the Bethesda buy, right, which is 7.5 billion, but all of a sudden they see that MS is buying $70 billion of games, worth of games, pretty much. They bought a huge, they spent a huge amount of cash right there. So when they see that, of course, everybody's going to open this and say, hey, why is this company, which is part of the $1 trillion family, is spending all this money in gaming? Why is it doing this? So everybody who has money right now and is part of a media or something, they are gonna pay attention to game, and they were like, "Whoa, let me get this." Like for example, I found out today we're getting a Hunt Showdown TV series. Did you guys know about that?
No,
Because
no, I did not know that.
I was like, how can
Wow.
you make a TV series of the Hunt? It was like, well, like they make a Halo TV series. I mean, we got a Halo TV series, but the Halo TV series was announced like a long time ago that Steven Spielberg was going to do it. We knew that that one day could have come, but yeah, like I said, it's gonna bring out their attention. Even the movies are great. The Sonic movies are great. The Mortal Kombat movie, okay, it was okay, but there are differences. But yeah, it's gonna draw everybody's attention, especially that $70 billion buy. Of course, it's gonna open everybody's eyes and say, okay, let me go get the studios. EA, like I said, is a great studio to buy. It's a great studio to buy, but when you buy it, please bring back great titles because that EA killed off because they killed pretty much 20 studios they bought. I just read it again.
Speaking of things that they killed off, right? Because I feel like this is a perfect time to go down this well a little
All right,
bit.
awesome.
So you factor that they just lost the FIFA franchise, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like and go with me here for a second because I'm gonna go a little ways. It's gonna be a journey. But you factor that like we kind of had the writing on the wall for the last little bit, right? Because and FIFA was the most recent example. But you look at stuff like we knew that the Star Wars license was going to be ending in 2023. So you've been seeing spin-offs from them, right? Like Quantic Dream is doing a Star Wars game. Ubisoft is doing a Star Wars game. Like all of a sudden things started to spread off and it was no longer EA that had just the control on that side of things. So we saw it early, but we didn't realize we didn't realize the writing on the wall. We figured this just meant that, EA was losing the Star Wars rights. We didn't realize the fact that maybe Star Wars was trying to shutter things to prepare themselves for a possible acquisition.
Yeah.
And then again, jump into the fact that we just lost FIFA. It sounds like in 2023 they'll be rebranding the blockbuster. So for FIFA, my bad. I'm getting ahead of myself. They're going to change it to EA Sports FC, it sounds like. For the FIFA instead. So it won't be the actual FIFA brand. Mm-hmm. There's been like 200 customer service staff that's been laid off. There's been a bunch of signs that maybe we didn't catch until all of this came together, but they've been kind of prepping themselves for an acquisition. They've been leaning up.
Yeah, because here's the thing though, Silent Cypher, what's been happening with EA? EA has been doing the same thing for the past 10 years? I mean, after because they like let's talk about last generation. What did they do? Battlefield, Battlefront, Battlefield, FIFA, FIFA, Battlefront, Battlefield, FIFA, Battlefront, Battlefield, FIFA. I mean,
wait. And a couple Need for Speeds,
and like 2 or 3 Need for Speeds, and
a couple UFCs,
and then there came the Star Wars, a couple UFCs, which oh my god, let's not talk about UFC games. And the last one is
they're fun.
They're fun.
Whoa. What's wrong with the UFC games?
I do not like them that much. I mean, I rather.
Well, I gotta give them this though.
Not good, Adam.
Yeah, but
Jedi: The Fallen Order in Titanfall.
That's what I was gonna get to that.
Yes.
So once they started again with doing the single player games like the Jedi Fallen Order, right? Also, we only got 2 Titanfalls, which they should be working on the third one, which I don't know why they're not doing it, because really slap on their heads if not doing Titanfall 3, because it was way better than the first one. The second one was way better, and missing out.
Second one also had, granted, it was only like a 4 to 5 hour campaign, but it had a campaign.
But it was amazing.
It was a good campaign. And like I said, they're taking notice of that right now. I guess you're pretty late. Same thing with Ubisoft. Ubisoft was doing all those cool games, but all of a sudden they wanted to turn into service games. But now they're going back again to doing their single player. Well, some of them, but if they're pretty much heading the EA way. So that's the problem with EA. EA was doing again Battlefront, two Battlefronts. They did like a bunch of Battlefields, uh, two or three Need for Speeds, and two Titanfalls, and last but not least the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That's what they did last generation. But again, there was more FIFA games and more Battlefield games than any other. So yeah, I mean, do your single player stuff because you guys do great single players. I mean, another great example, I think they did it, was Dante's Inferno. Where's Dante's Inferno's Part Two? Oh, it didn't get a good review, but man, I want to see Dante's Inferno Part Two. That's another great game. Fabulous,
Oh,
awesome
I love
game.
that game.
That's another fabulous game that needs to have a part two. No, because it got a five. Let's kill it off.
I have a take on that. That if I say it, I
Yeah.
might be bashed. So maybe I should not say it.
So, in the chat, just to save you from being bashed, unless you want the anger. Do you want the
Oh,
anger?
man.
I'll just say it.
Yeah, you go for it.
Madden, too, I forgot Madden. Yeah, Madden. A lot of Madden 5, Madden 10. Even
I'll
Madden.
touch on Madden here in a minute.
All right.
I'll just say it real quick. I liked Dante Inferno more than God of War 1, 2, and 3.
Agree. Same here. I agree.
Attaboy.
I agree. I'm with you there 100%. I agree with you. The story of Dante's Inferno is pretty awesome. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's amazing.
I mean, it deserves a part two, and they didn't do it. And it could have competed against God of
Okay,
War.
but let's keep it at that before you get into certain comments that I know you probably will.
No. I was not gonna get to certain comments.
I know you.
No. I'm being serious though.
I know.
Deserves part two. So such a great game.
They're requesting me to mute you, Sour. Sorry, should I don't have the hands on the controls. That's a Sour thing, actually. So unless he wants to mute himself, I think your request goes undue.
Let me say something real quick to Eternal Shaddai. The thing is, Eternal, that we're not saying that God of War games are bad. God of War games are great. They're awesome.
They're good.
They're awesome. They're fantastic. But hey, Dante's Inferno is one of those games that you say, "Whoa, this is a really great game."
Yeah, it's creative, so
creative.
Many, like different things. Like God of War, they're great, but it gets to a point that I felt it got repetitive. That's me. I felt it got a little bit repetitive, but it's again kind of like to slide out of Eternal Shaddai, kind of muteless. I did say I liked it more.
Yes.
So,
personal opinion. Yeah.
Personal opinion.
Yes. Yeah. So, as I was talking about earlier, so in regards to Madden, because Madden was brought up in the conversation as well. Should I mention Madden? I think someone else also mentioned Madden as well. But so regarding Madden, EA has the license on that one until 2026. So May 2026 is when the next renewal would be for Madden. My guess with everything that's going on, and I guess it really just depends on what happens, who picks them up, all that stuff. But if EA stays the way they are, I wouldn't venture a guess that they would keep the Madden. I did like in the chat, someone said, let's see, Tony Grasso made a funny comment that I enjoyed for it. So instead of it being FIFA, FIFA, they should just make it FEEFA, FIFA. which I enjoy. That tickled me a little bit. I'll accept that. In that case, if they do Madden but they don't renew the contract, you could make it as Madden.
And one last thing before anything, but this is what pretty much has killed EA a lot, and that was those microtransactions. Oh
yes,
Lord,
yes, that was a
everything microtransaction. That's crazy.
Yes.
You know, I was like, man, why does everything have to be microtransaction with these guys? And that's what they were looking for. Let's, like, hey, let's do this. And I remember they even told them that they were doing like gambling, illegal gambling with that stuff. Like, because if you spend money on a box, and let's say you spend $5, and all of a sudden the box it was like gambling. You know, when you pull the, what's it called? What's this thing called? I keep forgetting.
Slot machine.
When you pull the slot machine, right? Say I put $5 in there. I might get what I want, or I might not get nothing. And that's what pretty much what they were doing. They're pretty much gambling people out of their money. Like, okay, buy this, and you might get let's say Darth Vader's helmet in gold. And after you spend like $200, all of a sudden you get the bronze one. You're like, oh, I spent 200, but I got the bronze one. They were doing that, and they were even getting called out for that. I remember that. Wow.
Yes. No, they caught a heavy amount of flack, and rightfully so. Rightfully so, because the loot boxes when Battlefront 2 first came out, they were predatory to a level that was really, really gross. And the thing is like it got hammered, I think, just because of how much fresh traffic there was to an EA game. Because FIFA has been doing loot boxes and stuff like that forever, right?
Yeah.
Like for the last, at least the last like 5 or 6 years, they've been pretty heavy on adding loot boxes, stuff like that. Yeah. And so for Star Wars to get it, the thing is you had a whole new group of people that were playing that game, right? Because there's a certain group that plays FIFA. But if you put out a Star Wars game, you bring out a much bigger audience. So I think because of the audience that they had, they got blasted way harder because the amount of people playing that game was way more than what their usual audience was, way more than what a FIFA audience is usually. Just because Star Wars it's massive. Like soccer's big, but Star Wars is universal.
I mean, you know how much stuff they could have done with Star Wars. I mean, seriously, look at like Jedi Fallout. They could have done a lot. Do you remember this N64 game? Oh my God, that Star Wars N64 game that was awesome.
Dark Forces?
No.
Well, Jedi Fallen Order was awesome.
No. This N64 game that it was about like a Han Solo type guy. I forgot the name. Let me see. Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars.
You'll have to look that one up.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
Tony Grasso getting ahead of EA so he can
Battles of the Empire. That was
yes. Yeah.
Shadows of the Empire. That was such an awesome game. Oh my God. You should have made Shadows of the Empire.
Shadow of the Empire, but there was also Shadow Forces.
They could have done so much things, but they decided to go to Battlefront because hey, let's do another Battlefield, but a Star Wars game. Okay, they're cool, they're exciting, but seriously, there's so much stuff they could have even done a Darth Vader game for God's sakes. Even the Force Unleashed was awesome. Oh my God, it's cool.
They had a really good opportunity. They had a really good opportunity, especially because that was right at the Renaissance of like Star Wars movies coming out. They brought out the new ones. There was so much traction and so much momentum for Star Wars, and they did those loot boxes and they got blasted for it. And it's sad to see because the game's really good. The campaign was really good. The multiplayer was great.
And one can I just add one last thing to that? They should have, again, this is something that people should have copied a long time ago, especially Destiny, because Destiny, with that idea they did about having Destiny 2, just keep on making content for it.
Yes. Yeah.
They should have done the same thing with Madden. They should have done the same thing with FIFA. They should have done the same thing.
All sports game, definitely.
All sports games should just do that and just forget about making the 2K22, 2K23. No. Just do this. If there's a team that comes out, player comes out, hey, you want to buy it? $3, charge it up and you buy it. That's it. Just make it forever. And you'll make more money like that instead of people waiting for you to put it on a discount. Because again, NBA 2K22 came out, but what am I going to buy NBA 2K22 when I have the same players that were in 2K21?
No.
Why should I buy
unless you're a diehard? No,
exactly.
Not really.
That's the whole point. So
yeah. So yeah. I mean, that's the long and short of our opinions, our personal opinions of EA Sports. Do I have a specific company that I think is going to pick them up?
Yeah.
No, I have a handful after our conversation that I don't want to get it, Comcast. But you know, I think we should bounce off of this one and we should talk a little Game Pass. Because the
Oh,
last topic we
Oh
have
boy.
this evening is
Oh boy.
oh
Oh
the
boy.
conversation
crap, Mike. I'm
that
out of drink.
Ed.
But let's go.
Get your drink ready, boys, because this is not going to a positive note just yet. So after Luke Lore, who a lot of you guys may know as Insipid Ghost, did a podcast with Ed Freeze recently. Ed Freeze came out and basically said that he was concerned that Game Pass was going to ruin gaming in general in the future. It was going to make it so people stopped buying games. It was going to be a bad scenario if Game Pass continued the way that it was. So the conversation actually on the podcast, they talked about it, and he had said that he was scared that the service could lead to a future in which people stop buying games, opting instead to pay for single monthly subscription fees to access everything. In his view, this is a similar scenario to what happened with Spotify, the move towards music streaming, an outcome which he believes hasn't been great for musicians on record labels. He fears that a similar future is coming to the game industry in the process. So, Sourblow, do you think? Sorry, I'm throwing you one to play around with, but do you think that one of the creators of Xbox, of the original Xbox, is correct in thinking that if we stay in this subscription-based future, that people are not going to buy games, that it's going to be a scorched earth scenario?
Well, there's two things. The first thing is he is comparing it with Spotify, which is music based, which I
Yes.
think is two entirely like different things. The first thing is for music, you don't really need, people don't really demand like, uh, I mean, well, there are a few people that do demand, higher quality, maybe earphones, etc., like that. But the music, it's not tied into a hardware, kind of like a game. Like a game, you kind of like, well, you can say it's not going to be tied into hardware, but at the same time, people that become gamers and that want that high fidelity, they're always going to want hardware. And they're always going to want, some people are always going to want to have and own those games. And sure, maybe it might get to a point where physical games might not exist, but there's still going to be people that are going to want to download the games and play it off their hardware. There are people that are going to want, especially now with like we got the Steam Deck, we got the One Player X, and we got all these handhelds, we got the Nintendo Switch, that there's people that are going to want to take their games on the fly and they're going to want to download it because sometimes we don't have internet. So when we don't have internet and we want to play, we need to have the game downloaded. Unless there's a way you can go around internet, which I don't think I don't think is possible. So
Right.
that's the first thing. The second thing is the industry always evolves, and I think it's his opinion, and I respect his opinion. But at the same time, how many other people and great, intelligent people have said, I don't think this will work. And, they get proved wrong. For example, look at Netflix. Everyone who would have thought that Netflix would be what it is today? I
Right.
mean, Blockbuster sure didn't think that was possible.
No, neither did Hollywood Video.
Exactly. So that's my take on it. I think that it's his opinion at the end of the day,
Sure.
but I think you can't view the future. Can Game Pass at the end of the day, can it fail? Sure, it can, but it can also be a major success, and it could be the future of gaming. And up to now, all the developers, they're pretty happy with it. Users are pretty happy with it. And it seems that Microsoft is happy with it. If they weren't happy, they wouldn't have been spending, what was it? Was it 77 billion first for Bethesda?
Yeah.
And then,
7.2, I think.
7.2, and now almost 70. I mean, so as long as everyone's happy and as long as we, the user, are getting great content, I don't see any issues.
Sure. So I will just real quick jump back in and remind and thank you, Risk It for the Biscuit, because I did not detail this very well. But so the person that came out in this interview with Luke Lore, aka Insipid Ghost, was Ed Freeze, and he is the former he's the former vice president of game publishing for Microsoft. He is one of the original creators of the Xbox. So, sorry, I wanted to make sure I touched on that, because I think I touched it ever so slightly, but I just want to remind, that's the guy we're talking about is someone from, Xbox background in the past and stuff. So crazy.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to what we've been talking about so far, and also, you know what, I would be remiss. What were you doing, Mary Poppins? Why were you? Why did you decide right now was the time to spiffy up?
Oh, because you guys were talking about the free subjects. I was like, let me spice you up a bit, because, I mean, why would I want to talk about Ed Freeze's stupid comment? I have to say, it's a stupid comment that he made.
Oh my God!
Okay. All right. Well, do share.
And why do I say that? And I'm gonna get a little sour now. Why do I say that? Because, hey, man, listen up. There's something called the internet. Do your research, right? It's real easy. You just type in, for example, I just typed in, does Spotify make money for musicians? Contrary to what you might have heard, Spotify does not pay artists royalties according to a per play or per stream rate. The royalty payments that artists receive might vary according to differences on how their music is streamed or the agreements that they have with labels or distributors. So the thing is, you got to do your search, right? Pretty much. You got to sit down and search. You got to learn what's going on with the whole streaming business. Again, Sour Blow said something really important. He talks about Netflix. For God's sakes, we have talked about many times on how Netflix started. A lot of people talked about, there's even a documentary how many times that Netflix went flat broke. I think it was 20 or 30 times that went flat broke, but they kept on continuing with the idea, and look where they are at now. Right now, they're at 208 million subscribers, I think it was. I think they're less, because in these couple of days since they decided to raise the price, a lot of people ran away because of their content, but okay. But Netflix started with that. Also, I remember me and Sour Bro were talking about it yesterday. Guys, in the year 2000, there was something called Napster, right? Yes. Whoever used Napster downloaded and burned the hell out of the CDs. I'm one of them who used Napster. I remember having Metallica. I remember having Rob Zombie. I remember having all that stuff, and the CD burned out the way I just wanted it. Pretty much Spotify is the Napster of the 2000, but Spotify is paying these artists, and they're making money off of it. Because here's the thing, what for example, me, I love Metallica, right? They put a CD out right now. But in the CD, there's 20 songs. I only like 2 of them, so I'm going to pay $20 for 2 songs?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Dude, also, LimeWire too. What Mr. Dutch was mentioning there. LimeWire is another example. Man. Oh my God!
I remember that
LimeWire. We used a lot of that stuff to download music, to do this and put it on our iPods and put it on that stuff. And then Apple came up with the idea, okay, I will charge you $3 per song. Okay, that's pretty good, pretty fascinating. But again, am I gonna pay $3 for a song? Where I could get it for free? Download it from LimeWire?
Not at that point in time. No.
No, I'm not gonna pay for it because I can download it for free. I can download it from YouTube and do a thing and put it in my iPod. We figured out how to do it. We save money. So what's the best way for these guys to make money and people not be mad about? Hey, put us something like Spotify and charge $7 a month. Are we happy paying Spotify, spending $7 a month? Are you happy, Sarah Blow, paying $7 a month for all the music you want to hear? Are you happy about that in Spotify? Yes.
I would not comment on that.
Oh, okay. How about you, Sunset? Are you happy with your $7 a month on Spotify?
I don't use Spotify right now, so I can't. I can't comment on Spotify.
Okay.
But I will. Hold on.
All right.
But I will say that I am pretty stoked about the fact. Oh God, that I use YouTube Premium and I have a family plan, so I get like 5 or 6 different profiles to use.
That's an example, right? You got YouTube Premium. I paid YouTube Premium. Am I happy with YouTube Premium? Hell yeah, I'm happy with YouTube Premium because I don't get to see commercials. I'm happy to pay those $10 a month just not to see the commercials. Of course, I miss some of them, but hey, I'll just watch them on TV.
No.
But
you are lying. No, you are lying. No one misses the commercials.
I know. I'm just messing around. But again,
not in any point or time am I
especially nowadays commercial. Like back in the days, they used to be more creative, but now
not at any point am I ever thinking when I'm watching Wandering Duchess show, when I'm watching Pong show, with Still Rain on Saturdays, things like that. Not at any point in time am I missing commercials. Yes. I'll tell you right now, like it was a shock. It was a shock for my kids what commercials were, because they grew up so heavily on Netflix, right?
Yep.
And so when we started showing them other stuff and they had to watch commercials on like Hulu and stuff, they're like, what is, I remember my son said at one time, he's like, Dad, what is this? I was watching something I enjoyed and now I'm watching this. What is this? And I was like, oh, son, as it turns out, that's a commercial. That was a moment.
Here's another interesting question I'm going to ask you guys. Do you guys use cable anymore? One last thing. You guys use cable? No, we don't.
No.
I don't use cable. I don't remember the last time I watched cable. I have cable here. I don't use cable. And because that's the future, and that's the way how people that's the way how people are going to make their money, and that's how it's going to go. I mean,
you want me to tell you something real quick? The only reason why cable still exists is because they want to stick you that triple plan.
Yeah, triple plan,
So they can get you into a contract, which will be like for 12, 18 months. And once that contract expires, you're going to forget, and they're just going to renew it.
Because here's another one. Do you guys use house phones? No, we use our cell phones now. We don't use house phones. I don't use I don't remember the last time I picked up my house phone and called somebody. Nope, I use my cell phone.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point. That's that technology advances. So when I heard him talking about that, I was like, okay, dude, I respect you. Thank you for being the vice dude that did Xbox back in the day. Vice dude. You are awesome. You rock. All that stuff. You're pretty cool.
The vice dude.
The vice dude. All right. You're pretty cool, dude. All that stuff. Yeah. But again, if you're gonna comment on something, right? If you're gonna comment on something, do your research before you comment on something. I mean, what you did right there was pretty much I'm not gonna say this because I'm not gonna mess it up.
No.
Can I give a round of applause to someone real quick?
To
I want a round of applause to NXile. Oh my God, in Twitter. They are savages.
What they say.
I love them.
Hashtag Vice. Yeah. I mean, again, do your research. For God's sakes, do your research. I mean, if Xbox is doing this Game Pass thing, which is helping us, again, we're going anywhere. We can play anywhere. I mean, I can grab my cell phone, take a controller, hop onto it, and hop into this game and do this. Hey, man, That's amazing. I get to play games anywhere. That's what I want. I want to play my games that I pay for anywhere I want. If for example, we're in the middle of a match or we're gonna go play a raid in Destiny, right? Oh my God, wait, guys, I gotta go, use the bathroom, right? I can sit down in the bathroom, grab my controller, and play with you guys Destiny. I want to use
that just you got a timeout.
So, you know what? I do so enjoy some timeouts every now and then. Wait, do you hear that?
What?
Ah, God, exactly. So quiet.
Do you want me to touch in Exile's tweet or?
If you want to, yeah, you can jump into it real quick. If not, it's fine. We can always talk about it on Twitter if people are curious. It's your call.
Okay, well, I'll touch quickly, just quickly. Sure. So let me see what I can remember. I know that Kotaku made an article saying that everyone. Basically, let me bring Louis up before I forget. Okay, he's back. So basically, Kotaku made an article saying that that the time for Game Pass, the hype was like gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, that they were basically like going down. So Xbox Game Pass replied saying, tell me that you only play AAA, something like that. That you only play
I remember.
without telling.
Yeah.
And then in Exile responded with the golden ratio, which was pretty funny. And then some, YouTuber, not YouTubers, some Twitter's fan went at it in Exile, telling them, things like, I know there was things like you don't. That's why you developers don't deserve, to get paid or something like that.
What?
It was like, oh my God, it's horrible. But in Exile, oh my God, their responses, yeah, gotta go through that through that Twitter feed. It was amazing. Like I love it.
Real quick to answer the chat, because the Fifth Horseman just asked the golden ratio. I assume you're talking about the golden ratio, the mathematics one, the two quantities in the golden ratio. If it's the same as the ratio of their sum to the larger of the two quantities.
Let me see if I can find that.
I'm just trying to make sure that we, make sure we answer his question. Because you can't just drop golden ratio and be like, all right, you have fun with that.
Oh.
He's calling you out.
Did Kotaku?
So wait. The question is.
The tweet?
So this is my question.
Yes.
So they said an Exile doesn't deserve to get paid, but do the guys that develop games in PlayStation 2 deserve to get paid?
Oh, crazy! That's just a narrative spin, right?
Oh, okay.
It's only okay. It's only okay if
it's
you're doing it as well. So maybe that's what they're talking about, is the sum of the two parts being equal or larger. They're both doing it, so it's okay. It's fine.
Okay. Let me see. I think I found the Twitter feed. Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. Show reply.
This is gonna be a pretty messy night tonight.
You know what? While he's doing that, Crazy, do you want to do another shout out to the chat? Because we got
we got some awesome people here on the chat, and I hope that they've been having fun with this crazy show. I know, guys, I had to do some spring cleaning because I want to get my nice and pretty, because seriously, that air fry subject just gets on my nerves. I talked about it yesterday and just read through all the stuff he said, and I was like, man, seriously, I mean, him and somebody that's on trial right now that starts with an A and ends with a D get together to pretty much. I'm not gonna keep going. All right. So yeah. Let me do a couple shout outs. Let's start first with Let's go real quick. Real quick. Let's start. Okay. Wait, I'm way up. Okay. Apachai, what's up and welcome. Hello, Jordy. Jordy, what's up and welcome to XBI. Happy to see you here, sir. Keep on going down the list. Here we go. The fifth horseman. Good evening, brother. Happy to see you here, man. Oh, man, our brother Dutch. Hello, Wandering Dutch. How are you, brother? Happy to see you here with us, hanging out with us for a bit. Barely making rent. I hope do so. Hope that you actually really did make it. Really, man, you need to pay that rent. Love you to death, brother, and happy to see you here. Eternal Shaddai, mi hermano de Puerto Rico. How are you, brother? Happy to see you here. Let me go down. Who else is here? Already said hello, the fifth horseman. Did I say hello? Yes, I did say hello. Risk it for the biscuit. Good morning for you, brother. I hope you go out there and talk to the Ed Fries Vice dude. Talk to him for a bit and get some ideas stuck in his head. Stop wasting your time on this other person. Go talk to him. You know who I'm talking about, right? Yeah. So let me go down the list. Yes. Let's keep on going down the list. And
did you just have a stroke?
Me?
Keep going.
That's it. We're done.
Okay. Let me go quickly through this because I know we got a big announcement to make. Okay,
Yeah,
so quickly. Okay, we have the first post with Watch Kotaku. It says, after years of hype, the Xbox Game Pass burnout is here, and they have an article. So Xbox Game Pass replied, tell me you limit yourself to only AAA games without telling me you limit yourself to only AAA games. And that's where In Exiled responded with the golden ratio on the on the Xbox Game Pass post. They did the drawing. And then some guy, which I'm not even gonna name, responded, that you are stupid enough to post. That proves to me that game designers don't need pay raise. They need to finish their GED instead. So In Exile responded with a back of the bus, like kind of like a billboard thing where it says, who hurt you? And then we have someone else who said, must rough knowing that you will be making Game Pass fodder for foreseeable future. And they replied, full creative freedom, financial support, and millions of gamers playing and loving our games. It's a dream, really. Highly recommended. And then there was another post, the last one. I don't have it here, but I do remember that it was like saying that X amount of years, I think it was like in 10 years or so, and you have no games. And they replied back, 6 games, 2 DLC. I love what they did.
Which I really enjoyed. I did catch the 6 games and 2 DLC. I think that was the part that I caught towards the end when I was looking into it. And that's a good
I don't praise these stuff, these back and forth with, but when they get called out by the actual developers and the actual studios, I love it when they get on like this.
Yeah. No, it's as long as you can come to the table with receipts of what's going on, then you go ahead. Like people make it messy, and every now and then we have to remind people that there are receipts every now and then, and it can get rough real fast, just like what they showed.
Oh yeah.
But all right. Well.
What?
You know what, gentlemen? We are coming to the end of this show.
Seriously?
But
it's been 2 hours?
Crazy.
What, man?
You know what?
What?
We still have one more big announcement.
Okay. No.
Hold on. Let's try that again. We still have one more big announcement for next week's show.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say that someone was
before
pregnant.
We land that plane.
Oh Lord, about to run away.
No. So before we land that plane, because we're hitting a little bit of turbulence for a second, but we need to touch base real quick and mention the fact that we have a big thing coming on next week's show.
Big announcement. Crazy.
Sour. we have Colt Eastwood coming to our show this next week. The man, the myth, the legend, Colt Eastwood, hitting our podcast 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, June 1st.
So wait a minute. So you guys are telling me now that Colt Eastwood is going to come onto this show next week? You guys are telling me that now?
Yep, I'm telling you right now, because
You guys
if
are
I
telling me
told you
now?
beforehand, I knew you were going to get too excited. So crazy. What do you think about this?
What do I think about it? Y'all really want to think about this?
Oh,
Besides the other big announcement we did earlier today, really? Y'all want to think about this? Oh man, I'll show you right now. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. I'm not kidding you. I'll tell you right now what I think about this.
Right, crazy.
I just stop it right there. Man. That has me all excited, man. Oh my god. Colt Eastwood coming to the show. Oh my god, I am so happy, so freaking excited, and also that we are part of the Midweek Mixer Collective. Oh man, oh my god. Seriously, man, you don't understand. I mean, I just want to just go on and take my clothes off. But anyways, I'm so excited with that news. Damn, man. That is freaking awesome.
It was a big episode, wasn't it, crazy?
Yes, it was. That was too
wasn't
much.
Wasn't it sour?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, definitely.
Yes,
we got the bigger announcements.
Bigger announcements?
Not
today.
No. We had. I said we had bigger announcement. And speaking of announcements, speaking of things, look who's coming in.
Oh.
I said we had. Hold on.
We're hitting
Technical difficulty.
Wait.
A little bit of turbulence. Hold on. Hang with us for a second.
Oh, we got a couple right there.
I think we have a special visitor.
I'll try again. Let me see.
Oh man,
Mark?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I think you got. You got.
Can you guys hear me?
Show on the background.
You got the show on the background. You got to fix that.
Yeah.
Ground control. We have echo. Can you get rid of the echo?
Show on the background.
You got to fix that.
Yeah, ground control.
Okay, I'll mute him for a second.
Okay.
You got to fix your stuff, buddy.
We'll give it a second. Ground control is having a little bit of trouble real quick. So
I think
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, there we are.
Wait, let me see. There's no echo.
I think there's still echo.
There's still echo. Check it with your cell phone.
I think you got to mute the show.
Yeah.
Silent.
Jedi Knight Peter coming in. Ground.
It's Inception.
I like it.
Oh man, I am excited.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes,
we can hear you now.
Check. Call Verizon, the Verizon dude.
You have something for us?
For some reason, I hear the show as an echo. Which is weird. But anyway, what the hell? So first of all, I had to get on because I had to stop whatever dance Lou was looking. He looked like I don't know, some type of two animals just mating together. I don't know. That's what it looked like. But anyway, What's up, guys? How are you? Colt Eastwood coming to Xbox International. Wow,
Colt Eastwood.
That is going to be insane, and cannot wait to get him, on the show and put him through the paces of some of the crazy questions and all these other things that we got. But before we leave, right, I wanted to jump in to let the chat know that I would love to give to all the people that maybe have unsubscribed from Game Pass a 6-month code to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. But what I need first is for everyone who wants to be part of this. And what we'll do is, since we're kind of short on time, is that we will announce the winner via the XBI Podcast Twitter account, but put hashtag
God Louie.
Lou.
No, God
hashtag
Louie.
Goofy Lou.
No,
that is hashtag Goofy Lou. I do not acknowledge him in any sense, so I'll put it in the chat. And if you want to win it, if not, if you put God's, that's all. But make sure you put hashtag Goofy Lou and we shall then announce the winner shortly, and we will then reach out to you and give you the code within the DMs. But we definitely want to say that we love you. Thank you to everyone that comes every single week, whether you're lurking, whether you're just hanging out. We really appreciate you. And also, congratulations for being part of the awesome, the collective. So
Thank you.
definitely,
Thank you.
excited for that. But yeah. Make sure again, don't forget #Goofy Lou. And then on the XBI podcast, just remind us #Goofy Lou.
Remember, God Louis.
Yes,
I
that's
also
right.
It's
So
put,
only if you want a month of Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh,
that's only if you want 24 subscriptions to Vibe magazine, and no one wants that. So
for everyone in the chat, I also put the Twitter account for XBI Podcast. So follow that account, and if you're a winner, make sure you contact the account directly.
Oh, and to make it
Yes.
more fun, I'm gonna see and talk to our community manager to start a #Goofy Lou and throw in some awesome pictures there to kind of have some fun.
we could have some fun with that. I think for
Oh,
sure.
yes.
I think we could have lots of fun. with that.
Remember,
What do you think?
Crazy? Kratos killed gods, so that's the thing. Gods
Hey.
can be killed.
Wait. Oh, God's can be killed. Oh, I thought you were going to talk about that as Inferno. I was about
Remember,
to say something.
Senua went in to try to challenge some gods. So,
Yeah.
gods are not invincible. #Goofy Lou.
Right.
Anyway,
so
Captain,
yes.
sorry for interrupting, but take us. Let's
No,
land this
no,
plane.
you're
land this
good.
plane.
Ground control. Are we all clear for our landing? Let me just touch base with everyone.
Yes,
Make sure they've
ground
got their
control checking
seatbelt
over
on.
here, and we are good. So, thank you, XBI Flight 117. You are clear for landing. #Goofy Lou.
Excellent. And yes, everyone, remember, make sure that you put in #GoofyLou in the chat so you can be eligible for your 6 months of Game Pass. That is an awesome savings that XBI is offering you. Thank you to our awesome Dark.
Oh, real
So-
quick. Sorry.
Yes.
Let me add
No,
one
you're
more
good.
thing. For
Fine.
those of you that are watching the show after the stream is over, you can still participate because we will do it throughout the week. So
Yeah.
make sure you comment under the video #GoofyLou. So you'll still have a chance. We'll give you a chance.
All right.
Yes,
So
we got
real
you.
quick,
Make
real
sure
quick, guys. So
We
then
got to put
I know
that
I
up
said we're
on
gonna
Twitter.
announce it. So do you guys want to? I know it was the last minute. I jumped in. Do you guys want to make the deadline by Friday before Xbox Community Night, and then that night we just you want to do, and then that day on Friday we just choose the winner.
Why don't we choose that on Wednesday?
We should be good on Friday. I think we want to
Right.
give. You never
Yeah,
know.
I think
Well, Eastwood's coming. We might give away other stuff. Who never knows? But
yeah, I think by
Alright.
Friday
Friday
will be
we
good.
good. All right, Friday we good. Okay. All right.
Awesome. Well, that sounds fantastic. Thank you, Ground Control, for making sure that we fly in safely at the end of our flight. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we are talking about, this is the end of the flight. So we have arrived at our destination. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off this live stream. On behalf of Xbox International, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we're looking forward to seeing you aboard again next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, but before I leave you with today's crazy co-pilot, Louis, for outros, let me just remind you the fact that we are now part of the midweek mix-up with Wandering Dutch and all of his awesome team across all the different shows that we're involved in now. But also,
hey, real quick,
let me tell.
Does that mean we inherit
my
the
God.
Boxenberger timeout?
We don't
Well,
have the box.
No, we can't do it anymore. Why? You want a timeout?
Let's see. Give him a timeout. God Louis says it. Give him a timeout. God Louis says it.
Me for the hat.
Wait. Our
For the hat?
captain is continuing to think. Stop being a
Yeah.
distraction. I'm gonna be the marshal and
Yeah.
handcuff you, Crazy Lou.
Real quick, I just want to remind everyone that's still listening to us that we have the man, the myth, the legend, Colt Eastwood on episode 21 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, June 1st. It's going to be an awesome show. I really hope you guys can join us on it. Crazy. Go to outros, sir.
Before I start with the outros, right? All I know is next week, man, Colts. I am coming to get you. Oh man. Woo, let's have some fun, baby. So now it's time to get serious. So for our outros, let's start with my brother. Oh, he's not my brother because he's been meeting me all week, and he's been trying to take the flow out of me and been trying to take out, some stuff, ideas out of the show. So yeah, let's start with my brother, Mr. Salblo. Where can we find you, sir?
I've been truthful, not but anyway, you can find me in Twitter, Sourblow18, and you can find me in Sourblow Gaming, where we have a Spanish-speaking podcast every Tuesday, and of course, you can find me here every Wednesday. I also suggest, I also encourage the community to please follow XBI Podcast in Twitter. So at XBI Podcast on Twitter, because that's that's our community manager Twitter account, and that's where we make a lot of the posts with who's our next guest. Sometimes we put clues, sometimes we put a lot of information of our community games, a lot of information there about XBI.
And just remember, guys, I'm going to be promoting that code tomorrow, every single morning till Friday. So, yeah, I'm going to be promoting it, and I'll be putting up the link to the channel so you guys can come on, comment, and put Goofy Louie on the comment. I don't know why they put Goofy Louie, which is supposed to be God Louie, because, again, today Team XBI said I was God Louie, and I really love that name.
Who said that?
You guys did. Remember? I have it in 4K.
No,
So, yes.
Nobody said. You know what? I'm gonna go and make sure I ask Dutch for the chat, or I'm gonna go myself. And nobody called you God Louis. I can definitely tell you. I personally said we're not calling you God Louis. I have the receipts. Don't make me Amber Heard you here.
Okay.
It's just like Ed Freeze. You gotta make sure.
Yep, that's why I did not want to say the name, but yes, him and Amber Heard. Okay, let's keep going. So, Mr. Silent Cypher, tell everybody, where can we find you, beautiful bald man?
Crazy Louie, thank you for the outro. And you know what? You can find me on Xbox. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Xbox Live, PlayStation. You can find me all as Silent Cypher. But more importantly than that, you can find me on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with these awesome gentlemen right here on XBI Podcast on the Crazy Louie Gaming channel. And you can catch us on Fridays, especially this coming Friday. You can catch these two gentlemen while I'm playing hooky and being on vacation during community game night, of which it's very important that you're there, so that way you can make sure that you find out if you're the one who won the 6 months of Game Pass. So those are the places you can find me. Crazy, it's back to you.
Oh man, where can you find the crazy one? It's really easy, guys. You guys can follow. You see, even Mr. Grasso says it. I think God Louis makes way more sense. You see, I'm telling you, Grasso, man, I love you too, man. And hey, Jedi Knight Peter, I love you too. No worries about the crazy turd thing. No worries.
I
about
think that's a great hashtag. We could use it.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jedi. Shout out to Xbox Infinite. Thank you.
Oh, I want that.
What do you guys want? Hey, what? Why do you mean that? You see, you guys have been meeting me all week. But anyways, where can you find the crazy one? You can find me at Twitter at Crazy Louis Gaming, where I dance and I say good morning. I do all sorts of crazy stuff. And guys, keep on watching because you know what? Some crazy stuff is gonna turn up real soon. Just watch out for that. Also, you can find me on Tuesdays with my brother Sour Blow in his channel Sour Blow Gaming in the gaming lobby at 7 p.m. for those who are Latinos. Así que lo que son de Latinoamérica, México, donde sea, por favor, vengan, suscríbanse y compartan con nosotros en nuestro canal Sour Blow Gaming YouTube channel, Gaming Lobby 7 de la noche p.m. And last but not least, here, every single Wednesday at the Crazy Louis Gaming YouTube channel, 7 p.m. Xbox International with the beautiful bald man and what's the Halo little guy's name? And that little grunt right there, Sour Blow Game. Every single one.
Hey,
love you, Sour Blow.
Crazy, real quick before you close it down, because Turbulence took me out of that section of the podcast. Again, I just wanted to thank the midweek mix-up and Dutch. Thank you so much for letting us be part of the team and joining up. I'm so excited to be involved with all you guys. It's going to be great. I really look forward to the future. I think this is going to be a really positive change for us, and it's going to be a really great thing for the team in general. So,
yeah, I mean, and again, chat today, you guys rock. Mr. Dark, thank you for hopping on and sharing out that code. Pretty awesome of you, brother. Really, really appreciate you, brother. And guys, say thank you to him. Wait, why is everybody putting out crazy turning crazy poop? Hey, what the
heck? Hey, no problem. Like I said, whenever we can get back to the community and just show our appreciation to the XBI community, it's always a welcome to do that.
What? Oh man. But anyways, guys, again, you guys rule. Really happy. Thank you so much. And Dutch, really thank you, man, for inviting us to join you in the Mid-Midwest Collective. Really happy to join you all and honored to be a part of y'all. Seriously, man, thank you so much. So, guys, it's the end of the show. It's time to go. I hear somebody wants to play Sniper Elite 5. Wait, is it now?
Is it out?
It's out?
I'm
yeah.
one of them. Yes. 6 p.m. as of my time. So 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
We gotta download that game. That game is a lot of fun. But wait, wow. I'm gonna hop on and play a little bit of you there probably. But guys, since we are leaving now, again, as I always say, love gaming and stop the hating. And remember. Let's go. Let's rock and let's get crazy. Yes. See y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the XBI Podcast. Please make sure to like and subscribe on the way out. We'll see you next time.